Hi, in this video, I'll be building this guitar. If you like it, could be yours. It's going to be raffled. And everything raised will be donated to the victims of the Dana floods in Valencia. To participate, you have the link in the description and in the pinned comment.
Well, the folks at Creality have kindly sent me the Falcon 2, a 22-watt laser cutting and engraving machine. I have to tell you that I am completely new in this field. I'm starting entirely from scratch, so this could serve as an example of how easy it is to get started with this machine. One very important thing is that it includes the air assist, which you can see right there. It also comes with protective goggles, which is very important, and the power cable. This machine is incredibly easy to set up. The frame comes pre-assembled. You just have to screw in the legs, attach the laser module, and the air assist. The head has a triple monitoring system, which shows if the air assist is working, if the lens is not in good condition, and if a fire occurs. With the 22 watts of power, you can cut woods like plywood or linden up to 15 millimeters thick in one pass. And the head reaches a maximum speed of 25,000 millimeters per second. So when it comes to building guitars, you can imagine the possibilities this offers. This honeycomb pattern plate is optional. It is very useful for getting cleaner cuts and protecting the surface below the cutter. The machine has a working area of 400 by 415 millimeters. It integrates perfectly with the software Lightburn. And from there, you can even turn the air assist on and off. For anyone interested in the Creality Falcon 2, I'll leave a link in the description. Well, for now, let's stop with all the details and let the barbecue begin. I'm going to start cutting the sample file that Creality provides on a 3mm plywood. Here you can see the level of detail this can cut. It's time to start building the guitar. I'll begin with the neck. And I'm going to use this piece of flamed maple. The shape will be like that of a Stratocaster. First, I'm machining the front section, the truss rod channel, and the headstock recess. Here I am at the back of the neck. First the outline, then the tuner holes, and finally the carving of the neck. I just finished making the sides with a chisel. And for me, this is the first real-world test I'm doing with the laser cutter. This is a strip of maple that is 5 millimeters thick, and I want to use it to fill the truss rod channel. Let's see if it can cut it precisely. Well, she cut it. Let's see if it fits. It fits perfectly. Just had to sand a tiny bit off the black part. Really saved me a lot of work. You can see how nice it turned out. For the fretboard, I will use Indian rosewood. First, I'm going to machine the cavities for the inlays. These cavities could also be done with the laser cutter. I would need to find the right parameters, but since I'm on a tight schedule to get this video out, I'll do it with the CNC for now and look into it more later. Here I am unpacking another accessory they sent me, and it's a protective box with fume extraction. It is super easy to assemble. This is the opening for smoke extraction. As you can see, it has both sides. Use the one that suits you best. Here I am assembling the extraction system that includes a fan. By the way, that fan is powered via a USB port. The kit also includes the hose. I put the hose out the window. Here I am cutting the inlays for the fretboard. They are going to be two colored flames, yellow and red. I cut the yellow part from this 3mm thick maple. And the other part of the flame, I'm going to cut from paduk, also 3mm thick. There you can see how a light on the head turns orange. There you have it. That's because the lens got dirty. I guess it's because the paduk probably emitted some kind of gas when cut. But this is very easy to fix. You take off the cap it has, clean it, and then reset the head. It's very simple. There you can see the final result. Now it's a matter of, with a lot of patience, assembling the inlays. I'm using cyanoacrylate to glue them. I remind you that this is the first time I'm doing something like this with a laser cutter. As I gain more experience and refine the parameters, just imagine what can be accomplished. The next step is to cut the frets. It will have 22. And now I can cut the outline. The next step is to glue the fretboard to the neck. The frets are going to receive our stainless steel jumbo size. A good sanding session. And the finish it will receive is 3 coats of hard wax oil. and the treatment I usually give it: leveled, finished, and polished. There you can see the finished product. Now it's time to start on the body. Remember, this guitar is going to be raffled off, and the proceeds will be donated to the victims of the Dana floods in Valencia. You can find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Well, it's time to start on the body. This is going to be made of Brazilian cedar wood. And it's also going to have the shape of a Stratocaster body. It has a thickness of 45 millimeters. First, I'm machining the entire back, the electronic cavity, the cavity for the tremolo bridge system, and the belly cut. I can already turn it over. The top will feature a composition in the style of typical 80s art, with a sunset and a skyline. I am going to do it all by inlaying different colored woods and some resin. The first part is making all the rebates. As you can see, everything will be inlaid in the body. The woods I am going to use for the inlays will be wenge, black limber, and maple. I thought the wenge wood would be the hardest to cut with the laser, but it was the opposite. It cuts wonderfully and super clean. However, the black limber gave me the most trouble. I couldn't get a good definition on the little windows of the buildings, and as I mentioned earlier, time is of the essence in this build, so I had to move forward with what I had. The benga will be part of the grid/mesh in perspective, which forms the bottom part of the design. And the cedar, which is the wood that is left, is the one that provides contrast. I'm using epoxy resin to glue it. Now it's time to cut the skyline part. I'm going to use epoxy resin to attach it again. It'll help me with two things. First, to stick the skyline, and second, to seal the wood, so that when I do the pour, I won't have problems with bubbles. And the last piece I need to cut is the setting sun. Honestly, I am always amazed by the precision of the cuts and how they fit. The next operation is to machine the horizontal cuts of the sun. I'm going to fill the little windows of the buildings with this glow-in-the-dark powder. I finish this by filling the gap with epoxy resin in different colors. I'm going to level everything with the CNC router. And finally, all that's left is to machine the cavities for the various components, like the potentiometers, the neck, the bridge, the humbucker. To keep as much of the design visible as possible, I'm only going to install one humbucker. To make the electronics cover, I'll also use the Creality Falcon. I'll add an engraving too. I'm going to level it with the number 5 plane. Now that it's leveled, I'll proceed to do the engraving. Now it's time for a good sanding session. Due to the diversity of materials on the front panel, I'm going to seal everything with polyester resin. It's my first time using it, and when sanding, I ran into a small problem. Even though I added 5% paraffin styrene, it sanded poorly. If anyone knows how I could fix this, maybe by adding more paraffin or something, please let me know in the comments. I finished the top with 2 coats of 2K varnish. The back will receive 3 coats of hard wax oil. The next step is to sand and polish the top. I sanded wet up to 3000 grit, and now it's time to polish. Here I am winding the humbucker it's going to have. It will have 13K ohms of resistance and an Alnico 5 magnet. I'm also going to take advantage of the Creality Falcon 2 to create a custom design for the humbucker cover. I'm going to try doing some laser marquetry. and there's the finished product. In this short snippet, I'm going to show you how to calibrate the height of the laser. This small piece with 3 steps has the laser height written for each material thickness. It's that easy to adjust. And another use I found for it in the field of lutherie is that it's perfect for cutting the fiber of single coil pickups, as you can see there. Okay, let's get back to the guitar. Now it's time for the final assembly. The electronics will include a tone potentiometer and a push-pull volume potentiometer to switch the humbucker to a single coil. I'm going to mount the humbucker directly onto the body with some threaded inserts. The nut is Graphtec Black Tusk. Well, this video is coming to an end here, but before it finishes, I'm asking for your help again. You know that I'm not someone who usually asks for much in my videos, but this time it's going to be different. The floods by the Dana in Valencia have been one of the worst disasters to hit Spain in recent decades, leaving tens of thousands of people without their homes. They've lost loved ones, they've lost their businesses. To help out, I'm going to raffle off this guitar. You can participate for very little. The proceeds will be donated to those affected. So please, I ask for your help to participate and also share the video and the raffle link as widely as possible. You can find it in the description and in the pinned comment. Thank you very much for your support and understanding, and good luck.